Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 69 of Europa Universalis IV. At the end of the last video I was just thinking about going to war with England, and before I could do anything I unpaused the game and I get a call to arms. That is the nation of Portugal is requesting that we come to their aid in their conquest of some random person against Great Britain and some other people. I'm going to accept this little encounter here because I did want to go to war with England and now this has given me a reason to. Now a few things that I am going to need to do instantly. First of all, up my maintenance. Secondly, take this fleet out of mothballs. And I don't think I need to bring my trade fleets home because I think they're strong enough anyway. But I am going to need to get some troops over here onto the British mainland. So let's go over here with this 25 stack. Hopefully these guys will be able to hold out on their own. They may get insta-attacked. These guys may try and come across here. They're going to arrive in Kent. I'm going to move... No, they're just going to siege Kent. That's fine. Let them try. Let's grab these guys, and in fact, let's just take the speed down while I sort myself out, especially while we're at low maintenance. You're going to move in and join these guys here. That's the first thing that you're going to do before we do anything else. Now, the good thing with accepting this is I wanted to go to war with England, and England were allied with Austria and Holland. Now, if I'd have declared war on England, it would have been fine. Because Bavaria and the Commonwealth would have come in to help. But because this is Portugal's war, Austria and Holland haven't come in yet. So I can use this as an excuse to go to war with England. I'm going to try and take as much from England as possible in this war. Obviously, we do have to wait for our morale to recover, which is fine. We knew that was going to take a bit of time. We're also winning a couple of naval battles because our trade fleets are just running into British fleets. There is a British fleet down there, but that's getting sunk by the Castilla. Castilla are in here as well, actually. Yeah, Castilla are actually in on our side on this one. So Kent is getting sieged out because that's all England care about at the moment, sieging out Kent. That's fine, let them try. We'll be able to go and crush that quite easily. Just going to wait for the rest of these guys to get across there. So we're going to put these guys on the ships, attach to transport, and then we're going to go and drop all of you guys off at Wessex. Let's unpause. So we'll go and deal with their armies first. And then once we've done that, then we'll... we want to take Oxfordshire, most importantly. Because if we can grab Oxfordshire, then that will link Wales up with... Right, no, you haven't recovered yet. You guys can go... Well, you can stay there for a little while and just repair up. So yeah, if I grab Oxfordshire, that will link up Essex with Wessex and Kent, and it'll also link up Wales with everywhere else as well. Great Britain are desperately trying over here. Let's just have a quick look, make sure we're not suffering any silly rubbish going on down here in the rest of our territory, and we're not. So that is fine. So you guys are at full maintenance now. You can toggle yourself over into Kent. We should be able to win this war without too much of a problem. And then we'll siege out Oxfordshire. We'll siege out London. We also want to try and get Cornwall as well. We might be able to grab it, or we might be able to release it. We'll see what happens. They do have a better leader, but we have a much higher number of troops. And we've done a massive amount of damage to them already. They are getting some good rolls. It certainly has to be said. And, yeah, we managed to do that okay. So let's go over here. Was that a stack wipe? Because I didn't see them... I didn't see them move out anywhere. Yeah, well, that was definitely a stack wipe. So we'll leave one lot there in London. The other lot can move out through Essex. And this is just going to deal with a few of these little groups that are standing around. Also notice that they're... I think their general's actually their king. So we will take this little group of 6. And you can go out and you can go off and do the stack crushing. I think 6 units is probably enough. They are trying to build up a little bit of a navy, but they're not really going to be able to do anything effectively, so I'm not bothered about that at all. So let's carry on. Oh, someone's entered into an alliance with Britain. That's fine. We will get a river crossing here, but they've only got 2 units. We'll just go around. We've also got, of course, Tyrona up here sort of causing problems from the north for them. So that's very, very good for us. So we will be piecing out of this war early. I'm not too bothered if it upsets Portugal, because I had no inclination to stay in a long-term relationship with Portugal anyway, so I don't mind doing that. But we need to siege out London, we need to siege out Oxford, we need to siege out Cornwall. They are the 3 sort of important ones for us. I'm going to put the speed of this up to speed 3. Because I've put the speed up, I do apologise if I do quite a bit of pausing and unpausing, because I just want to make sure that I don't get caught out by any weird shenanigans going on that I hadn't spotted. Obviously, I don't have a leader, so every time I attack with these guys, I do end up getting crossing penalties and stuff like that. But oh, we've managed to integrate the Hesse, which gives us another mission. We've also managed to do... Let's untick that fight so we can't hear the sound effect for it. We've also managed to get another colony self-sustaining. That is fine. Okay, so where do we want to colonise next? We could grab this. Tax base 1, 1, 1. Tax base of 2. Let's go ahead and grab that one. You can move into there. New mission. What do we take? Accumulate money, colonise somewhere, or take Oxfordshire. We're going to be taking Oxfordshire, so we'll grab that one. Let's go back. Little battle going on up there with Munster. Could go and help, but there isn't really an awful lot of point, so we'll just carry on doing this down here. Just worth checking what happened with Hesse's troops, because they do have some troops there. That may have put us over our force limit, actually. And indeed it has. It's put us over by 4. So I'm just going to get rid of that entire stack for now, because I don't really need them. It's freed up another relationship slot for us as well. I want these guys to recover a little bit, but at the same time I don't want Great Britain to actually manage to recover any of their army strength. Truce with the Hansa has ended, so they may well coalition us. I wouldn't be the slightest bit surprised if that does happen. Looks like they're trying to form some troops up over here in the north. I'm not too sure what their plan is, but 49% on London. In fact, I think if we actually go over here, we'll be blockading London, because London does technically have a port. So we can go ahead and do that. They seem to be moving a lot of units up towards Scotland. It's not really going to help them. Maybe they're just going up there in an attempt to try and fortify or rally their troops. Yep, certainly we're doing something over here because we are sieging out London. The only problem is I need to make sure that I take this stuff quickly, because I need to do it before Portugal pieces out. So I need to get as much personal war score with England as quickly as possible. You are now trying to unsiege that, so let's just go back in there and deal with you guys. Oxfordshire is the most important one. I want that more than anything else, because first of all it isolates London. And secondly it joins everything up for us. We've got Wichita. Do we want to go somewhere else now? Doesn't really matter where we go, I suppose. So let's move into this one, because they're all a tax base of 1. They're all pretty poor. Let's go back over here. Military access from Holland. Why do Holland want military access? Are they involved in this war? No, that's unusual. I'll give them military access. If they want to go and get their forces killed, that's fine. That's another battle won. That's a naval battle won. Fantastic. 21% on Oxford. Yeah, they're definitely moving a lot of troops in together here. Don't really want to have to break any sieges, so I'm going to move in and stand on top of this this province with Munster. They're probably just going to move into Wales, which, if they do that, I'll just move in with... oh, another colony's become self-sustaining. They all seem to pop at the same time. Let's go ahead and grab this one, just because I can't really be bothered to look around at the moment. I'm more concerned about the actual state of the war here. Yeah, they're just going in to try and siege out part of Wales. That's fine, because as soon as we've got Oxfordshire, we can just march over there and deal with those guys. I'll let those guys continue to siege out, because we do want to try and get personal war score here. We want to try and get as much personal war score against Great Britain as we can. Won the siege of Oxfordshire, so let's take these guys straight over here and go and crush these guys. We can invest in a new technology. It's actually an admin tech. I'm not going to take it right now. We're nearly at cap, actually. But we are going to need some admin points to be able to do some coring. So this war isn't going to last an awfully long time. I will keep my eye on it, and hopefully we won't go over our cap. So we've managed to do that. I think that's a stat wipe. Let's get these guys into Cornwall. We've won the Siege of London. That is fantastic. Let's just go and siege Norfolk. In fact, we'll move through London, and then we'll move into Norfolk. So as long as I can get Oxford, and hopefully Cornwall... I did think about getting them to release Cornwall, but there's probably not an awful lot of point in doing that, because I'd only end up having to annex them anyway. And remember, the more coastline that I can take from Great Britain, the less of a navy that they're going to be able to field. We could also possibly give Ayrshire over to Munster as well. So that would be very good for us. Not bothered about that. Not bothered about that. So they are trying to unsiege. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I will keep my eye on that number, though, and if it looks like it's going their way, I will... well, I won't break a siege, but I'll break off a unit to go and deal with it. Keeping my eye on the overall war score as well. Now, what's going on overseas? Is any of the fighting going on over here? Yeah, because if you actually look what's going on over here, our colonial nations are actually starting to take some land. So we definitely want to do some damage. So the important thing at the moment is to try and grab Cornwall. And in fact, grabbing Cornwall is so important, I'm actually going to go and move my fleet into the channel. Now, unfortunately... Holland's left the coalition against us. Unfortunately, because these are all heavies and not lights, they're not all that good at blockading. But it's better than not having anything there at all. These guys are still trying to unsiege Oxfordshire, but I think we're good. So, primary target, Oxfordshire. Secondary targets, Cornwall and or Norfolk. And we'll see if we can grab some territories for our overseas nations as well. That would be really, really good at this point. All this... Oh, we'll see if we can grab another little bit for Tyrone also. So, we're actually at our... cap now, which I don't like being at, so we're just actually wasting points at the moment. So even though we're massively ahead of time, we are going to go ahead and grab that. It won't take us long to get our admin points back up, so I don't mind that too much. We might have to delay a little bit on getting some cores started, but I think we'll be okay overall. They're at minus 28%. That's getting a little bit dangerous, actually. I'm going to detach a siege there and just march in and just finish them off, just because I don't want them to unsiege Oxford. If they unsiege anywhere, Oxford is the one place I don't want them to unsiege. So we did get the penalty there, but that's fine, because, well, we didn't manage to stat wipe them. But I think we might be able to chase them down. Cornwall's at 21%, Oxford's at 14%. Don't want to lose the admin power. I'm going to take the prestige hit. I'm in a war anyway, so we're gaining prestige through the fighting there. Do I need to worry about those guys? Probably not really. So let's come back down and continue with Norfolk. Cornwall's at 28%. We also don't have a lot of Diplo power either, so we've got the potential problem that it's going to be a little bit difficult to try and get the peace deal that we want. But we'll certainly have a look, see what we can grab. Now, we know we're not going to be able to grab London, but just the fact that we have grabbed it means that it will reduce England's war enthusiasm, which means it'll be more likely that they will accept our demands. So let's just keep our eye on things and see what's going on. Norfolk's at 70%. Cornwall's gone. Brilliant. Fantastic. That's what we wanted to grab. And so has Norfolk. So, before we allow Portugal to peace out, let's go and have a look and see what we could grab ourselves. If we wanted to go to Great Britain, and, oh, we can't actually negotiate a peace with them. Well, that's really disappointing. Which means we've got to potentially rely on Portugal giving us Oxfordshire. Although, what I could do is I could possibly go and speak to the war leader. So I'm going to speak to the war leader. And what I would like is Oxfordshire. Which they wouldn't be willing to give me because of my personal war score against them. That's a bit of a pain. Okay, well, we'll let the war rage on. And we'll take as much as we can. It's quite possible, of course, that Portugal will actually give us something in the war. Who knows? So we'll just continue to siege out. Actually a little bit disappointed. I thought for a moment there my plan was going to work and we'd have this war against England where we didn't have to get their allies involved. Looks like they're trying to unsiege something up there, which is not ideal. They're actually reinforcing quite a bit up there as well. What do we want to do with the fleet here? Let's go ahead and move you around into Dogger Bank. Right, they actually moved in there, but we were reinforced by Munster, so that's fine. We should win that encounter. Diplomatic relations +1, all good. We won the encounter, only just, but we did win it. So they broke their siege. I didn't even see that coming. They just came out of nowhere, really. So we know that our next idea is going to be our military idea, and we definitely want offensive ideas. I'm going to grab that right now. And we can actually afford to get Land Leader Shock +1. Now that doesn't make any difference initially. We'll only get the extra shock when we get our next Land Leader. Natives, not bothered about that. They're trying to de-siege again. Siege of Lancashire is dealt with. Let's go and get up here in the marshes. Will these guys come into attack? They may do. It would be so nice if they would just give me enough to discovered agent. Yeah, all I really want is Oxford. If I could just get Oxfordshire, it would be enough. But I don't have enough personal war score against those guys wherever they are. And where are you? You're over here. Oh, you're right down there. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do. I've got no reach down there at all. So I've just got to hope that either I just accumulate enough war score in total, passively, or Portugal actually gives me something in this deal. If not, it's going to reset the truce with Great Britain, which isn't a bad thing because it means that they won't re-coalition us, or they won't be able to coalition us. So it's certainly not the worst idea. But I'd prefer it if that didn't happen. We could probably go up to a slightly higher speed. To be fair, I probably should go up to a slightly higher speed. There's not a lot else going on. I can always quickly pause things if it looks like things are turning south. So we're sieging out Gloucestershire. That's at 21%. There we go. We've also got Yorkshire as well. I'm going to use this stack to just go straight in there and deal with those guys. And we should have these areas sieged out pretty quickly. We won that battle over there, as expected. Wow, that is a lot of pretender British rebels that aren't my problem. So we'll leave them there. So another battle won. I'll leave the fleet there because it's still technically blockading Lincoln. That one's at 42%. Lots of furs. Most of the colonies in America seem to produce furs. 84% now on the total war score. We've got Lincoln. That'll be another naval battle won. Can we get it now? No, still won't give it to us because we just don't have enough. Most of the thing that's given us the occupation. I don't know. It is counting towards us. Nothing else I can do, really, apart from just try and siege as much as possible. Austria has left the military coalition against us. That is great news. Let's go and do a bit more sieging. Of course, England are in trouble now. But, oh, we've actually gained a ship. What did we gain? Gained another heavy. Fantastic. Free heavy. Cheers, England. Or cheers, Great Britain. So, let's continue to siege. We're at 90%. Come on. It would be nice if we could just get to the end of this war before I finish the video. 35% on Derby. There's Derby done. Wow, those rebels actually moved into our... peasants have risen up in Norfolk. There's only 10. Should be able to go and deal with that absolutely fine. That was a little bit hairy. I didn't notice that those guys had moved down into us. So it's a little bit problematic. We can chase them down, though. We have taken some quite hefty damage, but people entering... Oh, gain some free money. Very good, very good, very good, very good. CB expiring, not bothered about that. Invest in a new technology, which would be Diplo Tech, but we do need Diplo points for the peace deal. Can we get anything from you yet? You still wouldn't be willing to give us... Because we can't negotiate directly with Great Britain, which is a real pain, but I really want Oxfordshire. It would be nice... Oh, there we go. Okay. Ah, they gave us Oxfordshire. Brilliant, we've got it. So, they accepted peace from the former enemies, Portugal, on the following terms. They would be forced to give Portugal 10% of their for war reps, okay, for 10 years. They cede 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces to Portugal. Great Britain will cede Cornwall and Oxfordshire to France. Fantastic. And all trades Great Britain paid ducats, overseas expansion, CB, blah, 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 blah. So, okay, so what they've actually done there is that Portugal peaced out and gave us Oxfordshire and Cornwall. Fantastic. Those are the 2 places that I wanted. So let's bring everybody back down to Oxfordshire. We need to get some people home as well. We have a new mission, which is going to be to make Oxfordshire a core. Well, we definitely want to do that, obviously. So let's go ahead and core that. That'll take us 123 admin power. And we should also have the admin power to do Cornwall as well. So fantastic, that's made me a little bit stronger. I'm glad that we got those. I wasn't necessarily sure that that was going to happen. Some of these units are a little bit beaten up. That's the little stack of 8 that was originally from Wales. You can go back to Wales. The stack with the leader was the stack that was here originally. So we'll move the rest of the guys down to Kent, because this was the army that was originally over on the mainland. You can attach to the ship. The ship can take you back to Normandy. One of our generals is dead, which is actually the general. That's the guy that was over here on this 30 stack. What do we want here? We'll gain the extra tariff value. And you guys can just move back into Champagne. Do I want to get rid of that extra heavy? No, we'll probably go up to 50 at some point, but I do want to mothball the entire fleet. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we've taken another chunk out of Great Britain. And what this means we can do next time we go to war with them is we can ask for London. If we don't ask for anything else at all, assuming, of course, London remains their capital. If we don't ask for anything else and we just ask for London, we'll be able to take it. And that is because it is isolated. It's completely isolated from the rest of their territory. So I think it'll cost 100% war score to take, and we won't be able to ask for anything else from them at all, but we will be able to take London. One exception is, quite possibly, that they may move their capital to one of their other provinces. Because London is isolated, they may move their capital. If that's the case, then this just becomes a normal province, and we could take it just as if it was any other province within the nation. It's very unlikely that they will move it, though, given that this is the Thames Estuary, an important centre of trade, so they'll probably keep their capital there. It's a high tax base as well, but we definitely want to try and take London from them. That will give us a huge, massive amount of trade power in this trade node. It'll probably give us 100%, if not more, and well, obviously it won't be more than 100%, but you know, it'll give us close to 100%, if not 100%, and we will get a lot of income from that. So that's probably going to be the next goal. But obviously that is going to give us quite a bit of aggressive expansion with Great Britain now. It's up to 123, not that we care because they're going to get wiped off the face of the map. Does give us a bit more aggressive expansion with some of the HRE members, but there is really no coalition against us at the moment. If we just actually check alliances, yeah, we don't actually have a coalition against us at all at the moment, which is really, really good. So I'm happy with the outcome of that overall. So that's all we've got time for. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Europa Universalis, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.